welcome to a special edition of Education Matters. This is part of our series on conversations on school security. With me is the Chief of Police of Denville, Chris Wagner. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you very much.
And I also have the Superintendent from Denville, Steve Forte. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you.
I met you, so the two of you do a presentation. You have a great collaborative relationship around school security. I want to talk about building the relationship. How does it start? Chris, I'll start with you.
I think it just starts with some interaction of some sort. Somebody on one side or the other, either the police department or the school, has to reach out and just engage and say hello and start a conversation about school security. We're fortunate here in Denville in that we've had a really great relationship for many, many years. I've been here 30 years, and for 30 years we've had a strong, positive relationship. Steve is newer to the district, but the relationship that I share with Steve is equally as strong in just 3 or 4 short years as the relationship we share with school administrators that have been here for many more. But it's just about reaching out and communicating in a trustworthy manner.
I just want to touch base on one thing, a little follow-up. Not only do you have the Denville School District, you also have I believe the County Vocational School and the Regional High School District. You have a Catholic high school in Denville too.
Right, and in addition to that, we have a private school for learners with autism. So we really have 5 very distinct districts, we'll call them in town. And what's great is that we share the same mutual, trusting, positive relationship that I have with Steve in the Denville schools across all of the schools, both private schools, Catholic schools, and the public schools.
Steve, what do you do, how often do you meet to foster this relationship?
So formally, I would think we meet 4 or 5 times a year, but we probably talk or have short meetings 3 times a month. And our office for the district will be moving into this building in the next month, so I'm sure it'll be even more.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now, we're in a rented space on the outside of town, on the outskirts of town. We're going to move right into the town hall.
Okay. I just wanted to do one other follow-up with you. How do you see the relationship between your staff? Do they see this close relationship between the 2 leaders of the police department and the school system? Does that filter down to your staff?
I believe it does. I mean, one of the things we do is, since I've been here, at our annual staff convocation, we actually offer invitations to our chief of police, town business administrator, some other members of your department, as well as the mayor. People like that come to our staff kind of convocation, and I feel like everybody's pretty much included. And another thing I think that helps us with the relationship is every year we do a meeting with all the staff and the chief and I.
Oh, okay. And does it filter down to the police, all the police officers, that it's important to be part of that school culture?
Yeah, so I've made it abundantly clear as part of my vision for the police department that school safety and security has got to be of the paramount importance. It's in the top 3 things that I worry about on a regular basis, and my officers are aware of that. We have an officer assigned to the K-8 school district that teaches lead in the schools, so he's in the schools all day, the entire school year. We have a Class 3 special that's new to the school district this year. He's assigned to the 3 schools, every day of the school year. And then our police officers arrive at every school every month for the school emergency drills. And so we're there on a casual basis at least once a month at a minimum, so that in the event of an emergency, there's already a trusting relationship between the school staff and the police staff.
School security is much more different than it's a priority now, more than it was, say, 15, 20 years ago. How do you see, do you feel a district and the police department, can you have a good school security plan without the collaboration?
No, not at all. I think there has to be some communication between the school and the police. I mean, school districts, we're in the business of educating children. We didn't go to police school. Same thing, that the police department didn't go learn how to be teachers. We need to be able to realize that there's two separate entities, but we have to work together, and we can't step on each other's feet. We have to get past all that. You have to get past the whole bravado and who's in charge of what. It's a great way to just be able to talk to each other about it. We really don't make decisions on anything related to security in a vacuum. It's always discussed between the two of us, or somebody on my team and somebody on your team. We never make those decisions without consulting each other.
And you and I talked, and I want you to comment on that, my other question, but there are jurisdictions, between municipalities, police departments, the county, and the school. Does this relationship help break down some of those barriers?
Yeah, so I completely agree with Steve's assessment that I can't just send police officers into a school. First off, they have to want us there. Otherwise, you feel like you're walking into a brick wall. So there has to be a mutually accepting relationship that the schools want us there and that we want to be there. And it's unfortunate that some school districts are still struggling with how to make a relationship work. It really just has to be one of the two sides has to reach out. We talked about having a cup of coffee, meeting in your office, whatever it is, meeting at the ball field somewhere casual. But if you're not in that relationship, then make a commitment today to pick up the phone or go visit the superintendent or a principal and say hello and start that conversation. It really is that easy. And then just have a trusting relationship between each other. Trust that he wants you in the school, and trust that I want to help protect the staff and students, and then it'll all work from there.
And a final question, I guess, not complicated, but you have to continually work at it. It's not something that you do once or twice. You have to continually work at it, right?
We say that. I mean, when there's a tragedy that happens, like in Parkland, school security comes to the forefront. But for us, it's always at the forefront. It's the number one priority we have in the district, is to make sure our students and staff are safe as we could possibly make it. And it's not just because of something that happens somewhere else or some tragedy in a school. It has to be that way all the time.
Okay, I'd like to thank both Chief Wagner and Superintendent Forte for joining me on this segment on building a relationship for school security. Thank you.